I know you said you were probably going to watch the game last night. You watched situational stuff around the league. Just curious what you think of going forward on fourth down there by Dan Campbell. Yeah.
I haven't even really seen too much of it. I fell asleep during the in the third quarter. So, I haven't seen too much of that.
I know it's not your primary concern.
We'll look at those all next week.
With Saquon closing in on the franchise record for single season rushing, is that something you take joy in, like being a part of that?
Yeah, of course. Anytime you can, in a storied program like this and franchise like this, where you can set records, that's always awesome. So I think back to, we had some opportunities to break some records in 22. Smitty broke the receiving record for a rookie in 21. And so, you get excited about that for the guys because that's a team award. And, who is it? Shady?
Yeah.
And so obviously potentially overtaking one of the greatest running backs to play here, if not the greatest running back to play here, and one of the great running backs that's played in the league.
How do you balance that? Like if he's close and the game's out of hand, I mean, you've seen it already.
Yeah. Not too much, not thinking about that too much as the game, unfolds right now in this part of the season.
Just in general, talking about the aggression, you haven't seen it yet, but what does that do for you as an offensive coach when you are aggressive?
As far as
putting pressure on the defense, 4 down.
Oh, you're talking about fourth down decisions? Oh, yeah. I mean, excuse me. You always try to keep drives alive. However you need to be able to do that. Scoring 7 points as opposed to 3, or scoring 3 points as opposed to punting, or scoring, 7 points as opposed to punting. Those are different scenarios you can have. Helps change the game. And so you try to make what's the best decision that you can for the football team at the time, taking in all accounts. You think about a lot of things. You think about your past. You think about what the analytic charts say. You think about what your past history has been in those scenarios. You think about your players. You think about your plays that you're going to run in those scenarios. You think about the league and what everyone's done in the league as you watch and study those scenarios. I think the most important thing is the players and making a play in that position and you trusting them as a coach to be able to do so. And so that a lot of it goes down to the trust that you have in your players.
What's the thought process between having a true third tight end on the game day roster compared to a big wide receiver, extra O-lineman, fullback potential?
Yeah, everything plays into that. What your game plan is. There's benefits to having one. As you gain something with one type of player, you may lose a little something, because everybody has different skill sets. You think about, what you're getting first and foremost from the players and all those personnel groups, what you're getting from the defense. When they see those personnel groups, there's times where you don't put a personnel group in there because you don't want to see a defensive personnel group that they show. So all that is balanced, all that's thought about, all that's talked about early in the week and as you progress throughout the week. And every week's a little bit different based off of who you're playing and then who the player is in that scenario.
What do you need to the offense to get Devontae back for the first time in a couple weeks?
Yeah, obviously, Devontae is a great football player that has contributed so much to this offense and this team over the past 4 seasons. And so anytime you have an ability to get a guy like that back into the lineup, that's big for your team. That's hard for the opposing team. And hey, he's a great player. He's a great teammate. And so we'll see where we are by the end of the day.
Nick was saying earlier in the week that he's comfortable with like a 3-man rotation at edge. A, how do you feel about that? And B, also what it says about Jalix that, he's progressed to the point where he could be one.
Yeah. I think, again, you always want to have depth and being able to rotate guys in. And so, we're all a product of scenarios that we've been in the past. Vic's had success doing it, with 3 rushers. We've had success here doing it with 3, 4, 5 rushers, sometimes 6, with the way that how he's built the team and, the depth that he's gotten us at that position. And so we'll do whatever we need to do to win the game and play whoever we need to play. And as guys need rest, we'll look at that as the game progresses. As far as Jalix goes, I think Jalix, I was just saying in a team meeting today, kind of emphasized how Nolan Smith was running to the football and how it feels like Nolan Smith's always running to the football. Well, it felt like Brandon Graham was always running to the football, and Jalix is now kind of being in that role where he's just violent and running to the football at all times. We stress that a lot. We talk about that a lot, but he's got the guys in front of him that have helped him learn the way. And we like how he plays with aggression and violence and physicality. And obviously his hustle is showing up on tape. And so a lot of credit to Jalix that he's able to be in this position in the rotation, and also credit to Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith, Sweaty, the guys in front of him that have really helped pave the way and show him the way to play. And Wash is a great coach and holds him to a high standard. Vic's obviously a great coach, holds him to a high standard, but Jalix is doing a good job doing all those things.
Two more. You use this summer with joy. As you guys keep winning and your focus is work. Do you also try to make sure that they're enjoying this, having fun?
Yeah, again, the journey should be the joy, right? Coming into work every single day. Like, there's obviously moments that you have after games. There's moments that you have throughout the week, but I think that the most special thing is the time that you spend grinding out the week together, the work that goes into it. That as boring as that sounds, or as not fun, as not joyful as that sounds, there's joy in the process, and that's what we talk about a lot. And it's we're focused on the next game, but it's been fun. I think you can see our team having joy. I think you really can see that from how they celebrate together. A cool play in the Baltimore game on the 3rd and 1 stop by Zach, and then you see all the white jerseys around just running together and celebrating. Kenny Gainwell's touchdown against the Rams, you can kind of see how cool it is on the sideline, them celebrating together. And so, again, we are talking about work, but I think there's elements of the you could see it on tape, the joy that's had on the field. And I see that every day here in the building, that some things that you guys don't get to see every day in the building, of the guys hanging out in here, shooting baskets, hanging out together in the locker room, hanging out together in the cafeteria, eating meals together. So I really see that joy in our team continuing to come together. And that's what our mission is, to get better at that each week. And we'll keep trying to improve on that.
Nick, have you done anything with your messaging this week to emphasize why you can't take opponents lightly?
When you go out and you work every single week the same way, I think somebody asked me last week, is this game a little bit more extra for you that you're playing the Ravens? Well, we're not doing our job if before we play a game, whether people think it's a big game or not a big game, or against a good opponent, or whatever it is, we're not doing our job unless we go into that every single week. So the message has been consistent. The message this week has just been to continue playing with relentless effort. That's what we've talked about this week. But we know that we have a good football team coming in here that's been in some games over the past month of the season that's continuing to get better. Our mission is to continue to get better. I can see the Panthers continue to get better. They have good players across. There's a lot of good players over there that they have our attention, and we know we have to be on it and play our game, and it's about us and going out there and playing our style of football.
All right, thanks.